Hello everybody, November 28th, 2022. Sorry for my absence on Friday. I was traveling over the holiday. So first chance to actually sit down and do a video today. Alright, so on last Monday, I said basically that we did strike a new local low at that point. In fact, that was the low point back here. That was the 21st. We were striking that new low, which broke this low here. I said the bulls could capitalize on that and provide a 5-wave impulse up. They hadn't done it yet, and to be honest, they still have not. So I'm basically expecting this sort of deal here, right? We're gonna get some sort of pump up, maybe even as high as the 18Ks. In a more drawn out corrective pattern before heading down to 12 to 14, but I still think 12 to 14 is the most likely outcome because the action off the low is ugly once again, and we've seen when we have ugly action off of a low, it often reverses and gives us a new low again. So this was when my last video was, right here on the 21st. It did strike sort of that green zone there where maybe it would bounce. And then it was potentially looking like maybe it could give us 5 waves up. Over the course of last week, it basically failed to show an actual impulsive move though. This, you can see like here, for example, this wave 3 is very clearly ABC. I mean, that's not a 5-wave move within that. And so at best, you have a 5-wave diagonal. Now, that doesn't mean that the bulls are completely dead. We can see diagonals lead into something more bullish that can tell us the bottom is in, but they are untrustworthy. So the primary for me at this point is that is probably an A wave. Here we had an A, B, C down. That's probably our B wave, and we're probably making a C wave up. So let's just get the danger zone now that we have some more points to work with for the possibility of this being our ABC up, like this, A, B, and C. 17.4 being the ideal location for that C wave to go at the 1.0 extension. Could go as high as 17.7 at the 1.236. Or it could die as low as the 618, which is 16.8. So this is our danger zone, basically that $1,000 range there between 16.8 and 17.7. That is danger. All right, so that's the area to watch. If we can get through that, and it has to be impulsive, and because this wasn't impulsive, it doesn't mean the rest of it can't be, but I don't trust it until it actually is, right? So that could be a leading diagonal and then truly go into an impulse. But what we need to see for an impulse is we need to see this push up, ideally to the 618, 16.8, hold a pullback, ideally at the 382, about 16.5, and then push up strongly from there. We should see 5 waves up to 18.3, and that would then be 1, 2, 3. That would be our third wave, and then from there we would need to hold another pullback and always stay above 16.8, and then push up one more time to 18.8. Okay, so 5 larger waves to 18.8 would tell me there is actually a good chance the bottom is in, and this was a leading diagonal that led us into a real impulse. So it is a possibility, but it's not my primary just because I don't really trust that necessarily. So primary, I'm going to change this to yellow. And earlier today I was looking for these 5 waves down within this C wave. Obviously that didn't quite happen, so it's more like a WXY, whatever. That's semantics. I'm going to get rid of that micro count there, put the C up here. All right, so there's our ABC down within B. And so we are probably looking higher. I mean, in the short term, it is very likely going to go to about 16.8 at a minimum, and potentially as high as that 17.7. Then we'll see from there what happens and whether or not we can hold and make the correct pattern for an impulsive move up. Otherwise, this is all still just an extension on this move downwards that we've been seeing, basically. Let's get rid of that. That was a failed diagonal. Yeah, so this larger area down here, 12 to 14, failing. If we fail in that danger zone, that's where we're headed. So there we have it. And let me put in the impulse here. 1, 2. This would be an alternate for now. 3 to the 1618, 4 to there, and 5 up to the 20. This is alternate. We're going to put that in red because I don't believe it yet. All right, so there we have it. Our bear path up into the danger zone, bull path breaking through the danger zone, making it to 18.8 at a minimum. And we'll just have to let the action play out and see what we get. I'm not 100% convinced either way, to be honest. But if we go down, let's just take a real quick look at the 5-minute chart. I can't say that we have a clear impulse up. That doesn't clearly look like 5 waves there. However, this does clearly look like 3. So that's a good sign for the bulls, potentially. But we also have the very real possibility, if that's our 1 and 2, you can see it's kind of anemic unless we get a really strong third wave. This actually just projects 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to about 16.9. And so that kind of leans back in favor of the bears. So again, unless this really pushes upwards strongly and gives us some real extensions upwards, that's kind of in the micro looking like it suggests that danger zone is probably going to hold and reject us downwards, because that would just be 5 waves up like that. Let me make it small like so. So I think that's the most likely scenario there, with kind of this 16.8, 16.9 area being the most likely zone for this to go to, unless some big extensions start happening. And that would be our C wave before further down. Okay, I think that pretty much sums it up. I will talk to you all again on Friday. I do remain in cash for the moment. I'm really looking for the big proof. Big proof is 18.8, 5 waves to 18.8. We still get a pullback after that, and that's honestly below where I got out. I got out here anyway in like the 20K, 19K region. Got out of my buys. So realistically, even if it goes to 18.8, I still haven't like lost out, quote unquote, right? I'm just waiting. So that's fine with me, because this should pull back then to 17. So I sold at 20K. If I have to wait this out and then rebuy at 17, I'm still up. I'm not really that worried about missing out on this. All right, guys, that is everything I have for you. I will talk to you all on Friday, and we'll go from there, see if we got any information the rest of the week that helps us out, and I'll keep you informed. All right, have a good one.